trips to the Swamp. They have won 3 in a row in the series and 4 of the last 6. And a pleasant good evening, everybody. I'm Dave Neal. This is SEC's all-time leading passer from Georgia, Aaron Murray. Glad you could join us. And Aaron, it just feels like the vibe around this week between these two teams is this is a defining moment in their season.
Well, this is two really good football teams and better than their record right now. 3-3 at the moment. I don't want to set the bar at 6 wins to get to a bowl game, but you want to get to 4-3 right now. You don't want to be 3-4, so it's going to be competitive. It's turned into a nice little rivalry as well, so I'm hoping it doesn't get too chippy, but it's going to be an exciting one tonight.
Yeah, we should have a really good football game and some great storylines tonight. And for Florida, there's a bright spot and there's certainly a negative spot. This young man right here, Graham Mertz, has just been a Gator through and through, but his career is over. It started this season looking pretty well the way he got started, but a concussion in game number 1, that put this guy, DJ Lagway, the true freshman, on center stage, got the start, and all he did was throw for a school record, freshman record, 456 yards through the air. Mertz got healthy, came back, was looking good, moving this team up and down the field. But then, of course, Lagway got some series in case something like this happened. Graham Mertz last week in a non-contact play, well, he had his ACL ripped apart and had surgery. We'll have surgery next week. That means that DJ Lagway, it's his show. This offense is on his shoulders. And, Aaron, what do you like about DJ? He's just an 18-year-old kid now that gets to play in front of 92,000 people the rest of the way out.
Well, he's definitely have to grow up pretty fast. But the thing you like about him is the fact that he has played games this season. He started a game early on this season, and he's been playing the 3rd, 6th, and 9th possession over all the games the past few weeks. But to go into Knoxville last week and make the plays that he did make, the runs, the throws, the big-time one late in the game to send in the – like, that is unbelievable right there. We just saw Jalen struggle against Tennessee in the loss just a few moments ago. So I love his composure. I really like his ability to push the ball vertically down the field. He's got a very bright future, but it's going to be a tall task against this defense here tonight.
There is no question about it. Kentucky rolls in here with an offense that's a little sluggish, but not their defense. They are in the top 10 in 4 or 5 different categories in the country, and their front 7 could be as good as anybody in America.
Well, it starts with Deion Walker, big number 0. You have to put 4 hands on him in the run game, in the pass game. So disruptive. He's just a giant human being. And then you see him right now in the pass game, what he can do. And then Dumas Johnson, the transfer from Georgia, has been a thumper in the run game, but can get after you in the pass game as well. And number 54, Derek Jackson, has been the superstar the past 2 weeks. So, like you said, Dave, this front 7 can get after you in the pass game, they can get after you in the run game, and going to try and really disguise a lot to try and confuse the young quarterback in DJ Lagway.
The point production allowed is amazing, 14.5. Total yards is 251 per game. This unit has been legit game in and game out. DJ Lagway will have his hands full today. For more on his story, let's go down to Marilyn Payne on the sidelines. Hey, Marilyn.
Dave, the rookie DJ Lagway gets measured tonight against what Billy Napier calls a true young quarterback test in Kentucky's defense. So Lagway has to be better than just big and major moments. He has to be consistent, composed, and smart in every single snap he plays. He says that the key to his composure and his ability to execute no matter the circumstance is just knowing I am that guy. He says God doesn't make mistakes. This is a dream come true. I just have to stay confident.
Well, a lot of eyes will be on DJ Lagway tonight. Brock Vandergriff, the Georgia transfer, will run the show for Kentucky. They'll have to wait because Kentucky won the toss. They deferred, so Florida will get the opening kickoff here on a homecoming night in the Swamp. Two teams at 3-3. Both teams coming off just gut-wrenching defeats last week in games that both coaches and staffs felt like they played well enough to win, but some self-inflicted wounds, of course, cost them the victory. Here's Elijah Badger on the opening kickoff. He's out to the 25, 27-yard line when it's all said and done. So here comes DJ Lagway, a talented 5-star recruit, one of the most highly sought-after players in last year's recruiting cycle. 6'3", 240-pounder out of Willis, Texas. The 2023 Gatorade National High School Player of the Year, considered by many a top 10 overall prospect. And how about this? A true freshman and Jaden Ball behind him. So for the first time, Florida started 2 freshmen in the backfield. Lagway, nice. move out over the 40 and slides at the 43-yard line. A gain of 15 to start things off.
And that is what he can do with his legs. And I think this is going to be the big thing for him, not only this game, but going forward, Dave, of understanding when and when not to take hits. Obviously, you're elusive. You have a big size, but not a lot of depth now with Graham Mertz behind you. That he's banged up. So really smart move there by number 2, taking a slide.
First down and 10 from the 40. Hand it off to Ball. Big collision at the 45. Javon Dumas-Johnson led the charge. Pick up a 5. Well, the Gators offense, you see they pass just a touch more than they run the football, averaging 28 points a game. That is 12th in the SEC, and that is 81st in the country, 261 through the air. That'll get you 8th in the SEC, top 40 nationally. Lagway's throw batted in the air, and it'll fall to the turf around midfield, so that'll bring up a 3rd down and 5. Trying to hit Frazier's over there. Jaquavion, the senior.
3rd and short situation. Still like, obviously, medium. You have to watch out for DJ's running ability and things that he really liked. He told us yesterday, bootlegs, getting on the run, the RPO game, also flood concepts, which are really good for single high coverage, which Kentucky will do throughout the ball game here.
3-man rush by Kentucky. Lagway moves left, throws, has a man wide open at the 25. It's Eugene Wilson dancing around to the 15. And a big hitter for the Gators, and they're inside the red zone after a gain of 40.
DJ using his legs to buy time and just like broken coverage down the field. They're thinking quick game, 3rd and short, young quarterback. He's going to want to get the ball out of his hands. And then Eugene Wilson gets on top for the big 1st down.
Hand it off to Ball. He's to the 10. He'll spot it back at the 11, it looks like. Keyshawn Silver got a little banged up last week for Kentucky, but still anchoring that nose spot. The big boy at 336 pounds introduced himself to the true freshman Jaden Ball.
Going back to that 3rd down, really good job by the Florida offensive line, and talking with both staffs about that. This is a much improved Florida offensive line than what they've been the past 2 seasons.
That handoff goes to Ball again. He's inside the 5, down to about the 4. Jordan Lovett coming up to make the play. That'll be a Gator 1st down. It's 1st and goal from the 4. Ball stays in the game. Again, it's Ball. This time he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and goal.
You get the first real look at Deion Walker and how disruptive he can be in the run game. They really don't want to run at number 0, but it's hard to run away from him with that size. Just splits the double team, takes on another blocker in the backfield. 6'6", 345. He is a handful up front.
The true freshman Ball behind the true freshman quarterback, Lagway. They'll fake it to Ball, looking to the end zone. Lagway moving, looking, and he'll be dropped back at the 11-yard line. Alex Afari Jr. making another big play for Kentucky inside the red zone, and this was a problem last week for Florida. 3 of 6 in the red zone. In the 2nd quarter, they were 0 for 3 against Tennessee in the red zone.
Yeah, and not just not scoring touchdowns, but turnovers as well, not putting points on the board, which cost them a week ago there in Knoxville. And right there for DJ, that's one of those freshman mistakes right there. Understanding, listen, the defense is going to win plays. They have scholarship guys. They're really good on that side of the football. Just throw it away. Don't lose those precious yards.
So now your 3rd and goal from the 11, Lagway. That ball's batted in the air, and it'll fall to the turf, incomplete. Deion Walker, the All-American, making a couple of All-American type plays on this drive.
It is difficult. I don't care how big DJ is to throw over a 6'6" defensive lineman. And we've seen 2 of the past 3 plays just how athletic he is. Getting those hands up there to knock it away.
So a 29-yard field goal attempt for Trey Smack, who's 5 of 7 on the year. Gannon Burt is the new snapper for Florida. Rocco Underwood, who's been snapping for a few years now, has been injured. The snap is clean, execution perfect, and the 29-yarder splits the uprights, and the Gators will pick up 3 on their opening possession of the game. Kentucky will get the football when we come back to the Swamp after this. This season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, Allstate will make a contribution to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate. Great crowd on homecoming. Florida trying to shake the Cats. They've won 4 of the last 6 and 3 in a row, including their last 2 trips here to Steve Spurrier Field and Florida Field, what used to be known as Florida Field. Gators with their first field goal on an opening drive. Coming into this game, they had 4 punts, a touchdown, stopped on downs, and now their first field goal on their opening drive. This kick will sail through the back of the end zone. And here comes Brock Vandagriff, the Georgia transfer, first year at Kentucky. What do you make of his season so far?
Definitely been up and down. I love how competitive Brock is. He's a tremendous runner. I think he's an improved passer. Needs some more support around him when it comes to the play from the receivers, the offensive line. I think going to take a little bit of the run game off him as well. He's been pretty banged up the past few weeks, and you've seen a little bit more of Gavin Wimsatt coming into the backup quarterback to take some of the rushing off of his plate, but been really impressed with number 12 with at times this year being under a lot of duress from this offensive line.
Former 5-star quarterback coming out of high school. Last week, 15 of 25, 158, a touchdown, and no interceptions. Demi Sumo Karngbae in the backfield. They will hand it to Demi, and he will get it to the 28-yard line. The junior out of Bogart, Georgia. On the year, he's completing about 60% of his passes for 951 yards, just 5 touchdowns, does have those 2 interceptions. And really didn't get to play a whole much at Georgia in 13 games with the Dogs, just 21 total passes for 165 yards. Big hole off the right side. Sumo Karngbae over the 40, out to the 43-yard line. Bridges able to wrap him up, but not before a 15-yard pickup for the Cats.
Well, that's what they need to do. We talk about how do you make Brock a little bit more comfortable, and see the left side offensive line doing a great job with the kick-out block. And Sumo Karngbae has been tremendous this entire season, but they feel like they're finally healthy at the running back spot, and it's going to take some of that pressure off their quarterback.
Trying to set up a little screen to the outside, and that's the tight end, Kamari Anderson, who is met almost immediately, gets to the 45, so gain of a couple of yards. But Kentucky's offense, you see they run it a little bit more than they've been throwing it this year, but the point total at just 20.5 points is 16th in the league, 114th in the country. They're not built for shootouts. They want
slow, methodical games. They just really a lack of explosive plays down the field has hurt this offense.
On 2nd down and 8. That one's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Looked like Caleb Banks got his big paw up in the air, knocked it down. Boy, this Florida defense the last couple of weeks really taking it to another level.
And ever since the bye week, just more aggressive guys doing what they need to do up front. Actually, it was number 99, Cam Jackson. Talking about the size of Deion Walker, Cam Jackson says, I'm 6'6", 340 pounds too, and get up there and knock some footballs around.
3rd down and 8. Vandagriff's pass right through the hands of his intended target, Jordan Dingle. had a chance to make the grab, and generally he's pretty sure-handed.
And they did a decent enough job up front. They're going to bring double-A pressure, cross dog from the linebackers. And right there, Dingle he needs to feel the zone coverage. He doesn't want to run out to that corner that's sitting on the outside. I thought Brock does a good job of trying to hold him up so he can catch it and then get up north to try to get the first down. Tight ends just got to have a better feel.
Jim DK back to return this punt. And a fair catch called inside the 10-yard line. So the Gators will have their second possession. When we come back, they lead it 3-0 here at the Swamp.
SEC Saturday Night is presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it. And in part by Regions Bank, official bank of the SEC.
Well, you got to win a Heisman Trophy to get yourself a statue. Guess what? I didn't win Heisman Trophy, so there'll be no statue for me. 3-0. Gators out in front over Kentucky. And there is DJ Lagway. I mentioned it earlier. It's the first time in Florida history that they have started a true freshman at quarterback and a true freshman at running back in the history of the school. It's the first time for any team in the NCAA to do that this year. Now they'll run Jacoby Jackson out, the redshirt junior out of Pensacola, Florida. Junior college transfer. His first action tonight on the second series. Hand off to the right side to Jackson. In that first series, we saw DJ Lagway, what he can bring, and that was moving around a little bit and picking up a 40-yarder.
Yeah, moving, using his legs, keeping his eyes down the field. That's the most impressive thing, Dave, with a young quarterback. When things are a little murky in front of you, they tend to put their eyes down. DJ keeps his eyes up. Same thing he did a week ago in Knoxville. Just shows the maturity of this young 18-year-old.
And as good as Graham Mertz was in terms of completing passes, one thing that maybe lacked in his area were those big plays. Get a nice run here from Jacoby Jackson. He's out to the 25. That's a gain of 11 and a first down. And even though Lagway played certainly a lot fewer snaps than Mertz, he had presented more big plays for this offense.
Yeah, I asked the coaching staff that, like, is he just, were you calling it differently? Did he just luck into it? And a little bit was just who they played, obviously, in week 2 versus Sanford, but he does have a little bit more juice in that cannon.
First down and 10. Stay on the ground, left side, running it with Jackson. Zion Childress comes up to make the play.
I'm sure Kentucky staff right now not too happy with the lack of success on first and second down at the moment. They want to be able to put him in third and long situations, bring some exotic blitzes, don't make him comfortable. Right now, Florida's offense line doing a really good job in both pass and run pro.
Eugene Wilson goes in motion. Little play fake. Lagway lofts it up and just a little too far for Jim DK. And that'll go incomplete. Third down on the way.
Good job. Steps up into the pocket and just overthrew him. And something you want to watch out for DJ throughout this ball game is just his footwork in the pocket of stepping up, not falling off, not throwing sidearm. Right there, I think he had to be a little bit creative because of the pressure in his face. But something they're working hard on is getting him up in the pocket, keeping the good base to be a little bit more accurate.
Split Jackson out. Underneath throw is caught by Boardingham, the tight end. He is wrapped up. They'll spot his forward progress out near the 33. He'll be a couple of yards shy of the line to gain, and here comes that Gator punt team. Jordan Levitt making a nice play for the Kentucky defense. Boy, this is such a good defense. I mean, it is. They have been tested, and they have stood up to all those tests this year. Brad White, now in his 6th year as the coordinator of that defense, has got himself some guys that have played a bunch of college football. Macklin back to return this punt. And it's a beaut. Jeremy Crawshaw, one of the best in the business. Fair catch called for and taken. 43-yard punt, no return. Cats try to get some points on the board when we come back. Gators leading Kentucky 3-0. 6:03 to go here in the first quarter. This Florida defense a little shaky out of the gate, but the last couple of weeks it has changed. And what has changed with this defense?
I just think a focus on detail. I mean, this coaching staff will ask the players point blank in meetings, what are you supposed to do? They answer it right, but then they don't execute it on the field. So you've just seen they got the athletes. It's now they finally started to execute the game plan more effectively.
Yeah, they used that bye week to their benefit for sure. Hard run by Demi Sumo Karngbae, a senior.
And Dave, I want to stick on that bye week topic a little bit too with Florida and what they did. They decided to make practices more competitive. They broke up into two teams, kept points, good versus good, and they kind of carried that over in the practices during the regular season as well. And they've just seen those guys essentially getting more game-like reps, which has helped both sides of the football.
Pyburn comes across from his linebacker spot to make the play there. And that's a guy, speaking of that off week, that really elevated his game. And he won the starting job a couple of weeks ago during that off week with his effort, his energy, and kind of the guy that rallied that defense.
Well, and he plays with a high motor, and I think that's something that the coaching staff went to him and said, we need you to elevate everyone else on this defense. Get those guys playing with the same kind of motor in which you play with.
Anthony Brown-Stevens goes in motion. He'll hand it off left side. Demi Sumo Karngbae, boy, he's tough to bring down, but he'll pick up some extra yards. They met him at the line of scrimmage. He ends up getting 5.5, maybe 6. Pyburn finally takes him to the turf.
Man, it's been fun to watch number 0 this season. He's just tough, 6 foot, 210. You see him bouncing off tacklers all season long, and it could have been a tackle for loss right there. He's able to sneak through and get 5 yards.
Sumo Karngbae again. Shamar James, first one there for the Gators. He'll be a couple of yards shy of the line, which is out the 45-yard line.
This is what this Kentucky offense is hoping to accomplish, is run the football, get things going. And then they haven't been able to take a lot of shots. A lot of teams have been playing pretty soft against them. But at some point, you hope you time it up right, sometime maybe even this drive, where you could take a shot down the field for an explosive.
Oh, and some movement by Kentucky. Penalties an issue last week.
False start on the offense, number 62. It's a 5-yard penalty.
Kentucky was the least penalized team in the SEC until the 12 violations a week ago.
Very uncharacteristic, especially coming off of bye week at home versus Vandy. Something they do not do often. And we talk about the mistakes for Florida and what cost them from winning that game in Knoxville. Same thing for Kentucky last week. Vandy, a really good football team this year, but still, Kentucky shot themselves in the foot with penalties throughout the ball game.
Now they're looking at a third down, and let's call it 7.5. Batted down, incomplete. George Gums Jr. knocks it to the turf, and here comes the Kentucky punting unit.
Well, first possession, they showed that double-A pressure and brought the cross-dog blitz. This time, they're actually going to drop the linebackers and bring a weak side third linebacker. And perfectly executed defensively, drops right into the zone, and Vandegrift unable to get the conversion. It's that defense executing at a higher level for the past 3 weeks.
Jim DK, first in the SEC, second in the FBS in punt return average. Almost 20 a game. And he'll be wrapped up at the 28-yard line, but a flag comes in toward the end of that play. And there's a flag back really at the line of scrimmage as well. So one back at the end of the play and one at the beginning of the play. Well, time for us to take a look at Fansville, brought to you by Dr. Pepper. Of course, homecoming here in Gainesville. A lot of activities rolled into town yesterday. Parade, had a 5K run. Tons of folks. Matter of fact, they canceled some school around here so the kids can come out and enjoy all the festivities.
There
And
are
then,
2 fouls on the play.
of course, coming here to the game tonight.
Illegal formation on the kicking team. Number 12 was not on the line of scrimmage, creating the 5 in the backfield. During the return, holding on the return team, number 24. Those penalties will offset, will replay 4th down.
So Lee Hedrick, great explanation there. Thank you very much, Lee. There's Billy Napier, who, you know, his demeanor. I know things are tough around here right now, and he's feeling it, the team's feeling it, and all this stuff, but when you talk to him, you really wouldn't feel that. He is such a positive guy. Feels like his club is making improvements, and it just, sometimes you can feel the tension in rooms. I didn't feel it.
No, definitely not. I mean, you can feel it in the building, talking with staff, talking with players. I mean, he's has complete command of this football team. I don't think anyone's turned, and you can tell the way they've been playing. They believe in their head coach. They just got to find a way to get some wins down the stretch in a very difficult schedule, which once again makes this game tonight very important for the Gators.
High kick. That'll bounce out of bounds. We're about the same spot we were a few minutes ago. So Lagway coming back out for his 3rd possession, led him down the field for that opening drive field goal. Had to punt it away on his last drive, and talking to him yesterday at length, small town guy said this is his dream. I mean, he can't believe that this is really happening.
Yeah, you go from a small town to now playing in front of 90,000+ here in the swamp. But guess what? He played in front of 100,000 hostile fans a week ago in Knoxville. So talking with him, man, he is more than prepared to handle being the role of being quarterback here at the University of Florida.
3:17 to go in the opening quarter. That handoff goes to the freshman ball. Flag comes in behind the play. Gain of 9, but maybe coming back.
Personal foul, illegal hands to the face on the defense, number 90. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run, and it carries an automatic 1st down.
So a 9-yard gain turns into a 24-yard gain.
Ripka, left side of the screen, you see.
Oh, yeah.
And right in the face mask of the offensive lineman. Tacking another 15 yards.
He got one right back, though. Ripka got a paw in the face. But another penalty against Kentucky moves it out over the 40 to the 44-yard line. Out of that pistol formation, Wilson in motion. Lagway looking to throw, tucks it now. And we'll get about a yard when it's all said and done to Eric Jackson. These linebackers with Jackson, Dumas Johnson, Afari, J.J. Weaver, they've seen so much football. Like, it's hard to kind of fool and trick them.
Oh, it is very, and they know that they're going against a young quarterback. Florida's going to try to keep it easy for him early on. Bootlegs, RPO, stuff that they see week in and week out. And heck, stuff they see with their quarterback in practice because of his mobility as well. So, yeah, it's going to take a lot to fool this front 7.
Lagway will keep it off the right side, and he'll slide down after the 1st down to the 45-yard line. Good play call there.
I'm not sure how much we're going to see running in between the tackles for Florida because of the depth issue now at the quarterback spot. So that's going to be a little bit of a rarity. They want to use his legs, but more in the perimeter run game you'll see throughout the ball game.
Oh, they actually spot the slide back a yard shy of the 1st down. But Lagway will pick it up here for sure. Gets a block, turns the corner. He's out of bounds inside the 25, down to the 22-yard line. Kristen Story pushes him out. 25 yards for Mr. DJ Lagway.
See, that's more of the running that you're going to see in this game. Get him to the outside where he can protect his body. Does a really good job on the zone read, reading Childress, number 11 for Kentucky. And then, man, with that size and speed, so tough in the open field.
Jaden Ball lines up at tailback. Give it to Ball. He's to the 20. Stopped there by J.Q. Hardaway. Hardaway, the junior out of Columbus, Georgia, came in from Cincinnati where he played a year, but now in his second year with this Kentucky defense. Making his 7th start of the season. Boy, he had a really good game. Went back and watched that Ole Miss game. He had 11 tackles, career high for him. Goes Ball. He's to the 15, picks up 6.
Well, that was absolutely filthy. One-on-one in the open field. You got a 225-pound back. You're worried about him maybe running you over. He gives you a little shimmy and breaks it to the inside, breaking the ankles of the defender. They really like this young running back, and just the maturity is going to continue to come. The knowledge of the playbook is going to come, but really impressed with number 13 so far.
Yeah, they think he is a future star in this league. But again, just a true freshman. He and DJ Lagway in the backfield for Florida. They lead 3-0 after 15 minutes of play. Back to the Swamp in a moment.
And have to hold here.
Yeah, it's a big play right here. I mean, the time of possession, they're moving the ball, they're getting chunks. Offensively, we're struggling right now. You know, it's a tough situation for us. We're getting some good yardage on first, second down runs, but we got to get some chunks too. We got to get some explosive plays.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And he said it. This is a really big play. 3rd down and 2.5 coming up for Florida. They're inside the red zone. Picked up a field goal their first trip inside the red zone. Jaden Ball, the freshman, true freshman, in the game still on this possession. Lagway will line up in front of Ball. Hand it off to Jaden. He's trying to get the edge, and he is stuffed. Loses a couple of yards. Jordan Levitt comes up along with J.Q. Hardaway. And now what do?
You kick the field goal here. You take the 6-0 lead, especially the way your defense is played. Young quarterback, take the points early on in the football game. And right there, I mean, Kentucky comes out, cover 0, linebackers, safeties all within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. That's something you take down as an offensive coordinator. Think of some sort of play action pass next time you get inside the 15-yard line.
29-yarder earlier in the game for Trey Smack. This one will be from 33. Out of the hold of Jeremy Crawshaw. Execution is flawless, and the kick will split the uprights. A couple of possessions early in this game. Kentucky's defense gave up some yards, but held strong and just gave up 3 points. Down 6, getting the football on the other side. 8.5 a game. Gators get a 33-yard field goal, push their lead to 6-0 early in the second quarter. Coach Stoops was talking about time of possession. It certainly mattered in that first quarter. Florida had it for 10-20. Kentucky had it for 440. This is a team that had 23 first downs last week against Vanderbilt in that tough loss up at Kroger Field. High kick taken by Brown, a couple of yards deep. This guy is electric, but he has lost his charge around the 17-yard line. Big special teams play from Sharif Denson. Time to get our first update of the night. Let's head to the studio. Dari, what's going on out there? Thank you, Dar. Looks like that Georgia defense came to play tonight. First down and 10. Here is Vandegrift. Brock out over the 25 to the 27-yard line. Took a couple of big hits. Triquez Bridges will get credit for the tackle.
So those are the ones that I just worry are starting to really take a toll on Brock this season. Could have easily thrown the ball into the flat right there. Instead, it's hard to take the competitor out of him because that's his ball game.
Jamarion Wilcox in at running back for the Cats. He's a big play potential player. They'll hand it to him. Hole number 10. Here's a big play out to midfield into Florida territory. Brought down by Devin Moore. Wilcox. He averaged over 11 yards per carry last week against Vandy.
It starts with the big guys up front. Number 73, Dylan Ray comes from left to right. You see him able to lug the first defender in the hole to really open it up for the running back, and then from there, using the speed. And this is an offense that is wanting more explosive plays in the run game. Only 5 this year, plus 20 yards. And Wilcox is that guy. And now we get the first look at Wimsett at the quarterback spot.
Wimsett will take the snap. He'll hand it off, and he'll get it to Barion Brown. George Gums Jr. handles that, gain of 3 on the play. And you talked about it this week and yesterday with me, like, you think we'll see a little bit more Wimsett when it comes to the running option on this offense?
Yeah, and listen, he can throw the football too, especially down the field, so you may see a little bit of some shot plays as well. But taking runs off of number 12's plate, you saw it last week. I think you're going to continue to see it more and more throughout the season.
Back to Vandegrift, going up top, has Brown, caught, touchdown, Kentucky, 45 yards.
Well, there's the explosive play. We got an explosive run, and then we got a little trickery. We said the run is going to set up a shot play down the field eventually. And then the perfect chance right around the 50-yard line to get the flea flicker.
Vandegrift with his 6th touchdown pass of the season. Barion Brown with his 3rd touchdown reception. Alex Rayner in to attempt a point after. And he missed it. Just the 2nd time in his career he has missed an extra point. Now 61 of 63 in his career. He was perfect on the year in field goals and extra points this season. See how that comes back to haunt Kentucky if it does. But the flea flicker executed perfectly. The Cats are on the board. We're tied at 6.
All right, let's go back to the flea flicker touchdown. You're going to get quarters coverage, so this safety can help in run support, but that cornerback thinks he has support from the safety as well. So this is what happens. You run the football, you get the safety to get a little sniffy. Corner thinks he has some help as well. Not so fast. Barion Brown down the field for the touchdown. Perfect time to call it. Great execution. And a rare explosive play for this offense.
Worked perfectly. 23 plays, 20-plus yards this season. And that's something they've been searching for. They don't care how they get it. Run game, pass game, special teams. They just need some big plays, and they got one there to tie the game after the botched extra points. This is returnable. Jaden Ball, when he trips up and gets out to the 20-yard line. Of course, this Florida offense going without their 6th-year senior Graham Mertz, who was leading the country in completion percentage, out after a torn ACL, and he's standing by alongside Maryland Payne.
Graham, I know this week has been tough for you. How are you handling the recovery process, even heading into surgery next week?
Yeah, I mean, I think I got a great, we're right here. I got a great support group, great people here in Florida. And I think the biggest thing right now for me is just my faith. I got a great faith family here in Gainesville. They've been supporting me a ton, and great friends on this team. So it's been good. I've been trying to stay in this building as much as possible this week leading up to surgery.
I know you've been leading DJ as he is prepared to start tonight. What has the balance been like for you between letting him do his thing and telling him how to do this?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, obviously our coaches do a great job with the game plan, getting them prepped. I mean, I got distracted. I mean, our coaches do a great job for us just setting up the plan for us during the week. So for us as players, it's just trusting them, trusting our prep. So for me, I'm kind of like, I'm just the friend coach. I'm here for him as a person during the week, just getting the confidence. I mean, he's a hell of a player. He's done a great job of prep all week. So he's gonna go down here and score a touchdown right here.
What have you told him to encourage that confidence?
I just told him to be himself. I mean, I think nowadays, there's a lot of external stuff in the world, and just being true to yourself, being you. I mean, for him, he's a special player. And if he goes out there and plays like DJ, he's going to make a lot of plays. He's going to lead his team to win. So he's a special player. I told him just be you and have fun. And I think that's what you got to do playing this game.
Thanks for the time. We'll let you watch this drive, all right?
Yeah, thank you. Go Gators. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Marilyn. And certainly Graham is a Gator through and through. And even though he didn't start here, obviously transferred in from Wisconsin, but he bleeds this orange and blue for sure. And boy, he's a sharp young man. If he wants to have a career in television, he'd certainly probably go that direction. 3rd down and 10. Because, you got to be sharp to be in the TV business, right? Lagway in trouble. Looking sharp. Dumps it off, and it's incomplete. So 3 incompletions on that possession. Alex Safari was chasing him down. And here comes that Gator punt team.
They did a good job up front, creating some confusion. They're going to bring him from the outside to the inside. Nice stunt, but then DJ one-on-one is able to buy a little bit more time. Just nothing open down the field. That was 3 good plays from this secondary for Kentucky of really tight windows or no one open down the field.
Crawshaw to punt it away. Jamore Macklin back to return this one. Excuse me. Marion Brown back there to return. 53-yard punt. They may have blown that play dead. There are flags all the way back at the line of scrimmage. So they are discussing things with our referee, Lee Hedrick, back there. Lee Hendrick is
During the kick, holding, receiving team number 81. That 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick. 1st down.
So it'll be Kentucky football. Back to Graham Mertz for a second. Obviously, he was so emotional after the injury, and it was non-contact injury. Just kind of looked like he's backpedaling, and his knee gave out. And well, he sent this out on social media, and as he said, it was 2 incredible years for him. He just told Marilyn how much he appreciates this family that's around him. And the support for him has been wonderful. And best of luck to him. Best wishes to him moving forward. Now that surgery's next week, and hopefully he can get himself right and get a shot at the next level. First down and 10. Wilcox this time stepped at the line of scrimmage. Last carry picked up 25 yards on the previous drive.
I can relate. Senior year, tore my ACL, non-contact injury as well, and actually was against Kentucky senior night, and just a tough way to go out. And man, watching him over the past year and a half run this offense, how efficient he was, and how much time that he spent in the film room, in the practice, and you talk to everyone, what an incredible leader and great resource for DJ.
Chip Trainum in his first carry as a Kentucky Wildcat, the transfer from Ohio State, who has been out, had a hand injury. They thought he were going to get him back after a bye week heading into Ole Miss, but had a setback. And that's his first carry. They certainly are glad to have him back to add some depth to that running back room with Sumo Kongbe and Jamarian Wilcox.
That's the key word, depth at the running back position. They feel like they have not had that the entire season. And finally, that running back room is healthy. You could see some more rotation going forward for this football team. 3rd down and 1.5 yards. Going with that sneak there with
Vandegrift, and I don't think he got it. He had to get out to the 31. It looks like they're going to spot that. Right on the 30.
That was a long way to get the quarterback sneak. This wasn't just a line up in a foot or two. It's about a yard and a half to gain in order to get it. And you're talking about a Florida defensive line that's got some meat up front. Desmond Watson, north of 400 pounds, big number 21. And I mean, it's hard to push 400 pounds of meat right there. And this Florida defensive line has done a great job.
Hey, how about George Gumbs coming into the back of that play and grabbing Vandegrift by his ankles and dragging him back. Jim DK back to return this punt. Fair catch called for at the 35-yard line. That one bobbled around a bit, but he held on to it. We'll step aside for a moment. Tied at 6 here in the Swamp. That's a crazy number. And speaking of that, it looks like Tennessee will probably get a little bump in the latest college football playoff projected bracket. Alabama probably slide down a bit. You wonder what a 2-loss Alabama team will look like on Monday. Here's a nice pickup of 8 from Jaden Ball.
And a touchdown saving tackle right there from Hardaway. This defense bend but don't break. Let's see if Florida can create an explosive play themselves.
Ball will split out to the near side. Empty set here for Lagway. Kentucky bringing 4. Down the middle, passes there, caught. 10, down to the 7-yard line goes Elijah Badger. Hardaway and Bryant drag him down, but not before a 50-yard pickup.
Those are the explosive plays, the arm strength, the accuracy that number 2 has. You're going to play single high. Those seam routes are going to be open down the field.
They'll hand it to Ball left side. Breaks through a couple defenders. Touchdown, Florida. Jaden Ball.
Well, we said Florida needs some explosive plays themselves, and they're able to get it. Nice run. Beautiful thrown ball down the field. And then a hard-nosed run to get in the end zone.
Trey Smack to attempt this point after. Well, we're wondering what this running back situation would look like without Montrell Johnson Jr.
Well, we're going to see single high coverage, so you're going to get single high safety. This safety is going to roll down, which gives seam routes are really good, and is a quarterback with tremendous arm strength. And is able to fit that ball down the field on an absolute rope. Keeps the receiver on the move. And then after that, get inside the 5-yard line. They struggled in the red zone a week ago. Right now, Ball is running like a man on fire. 2 freshmen making big plays for the Gators.
Yeah, no Montrell Johnson Jr. out this week with an injury, hurt last week. And Trayon Webb is another guy they've been trying to get on the field. He's been banged up. So they were left with Jaden Ball and pretty much Jacoby Jackson in the running back room. And they said, we're going to go with Jaden. We feel really good about this youngster, the freshman out of Atlanta, Columbia High School. They think he'll be the dude down the road. through the end zone. Hey, coming up next, SEC football final with Dari Nowkhah, Chris Doering, and Benjamin Watson. They'll take you through the biggest stories of the day and break down all the SEC games, 11 Eastern, right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Georgia looking good right now. Of course, Texas A&M took care of their business on the road. How about, how can we not mention what South Carolina did this morning to Oklahoma?
South Carolina's 3 plays away from being, 6-1 right now? I mean, it is unbelievable what that defense has done this entire football season. In Oklahoma, sorry, Dari, has just no identity on offense right now.
Picked a bad time to struggle rolling into the SEC. Chip Trayanum in at running back. They will throw. Dane Key makes the catch, and he'll be out of bounds. Let's see where they spot him. It'll be close to the 36, so that'll be a first down. Gain of 11. Jason Marshall over there in coverage.
Well, let's see now. All of a sudden, you had the flea flicker, the last possession for the big touchdown. We'll see if this Florida defense kind of eases up a little bit. This Kentucky run game to get going a little bit more.
Trayanum stays in the game at running back. Under center is Vandegrift. Play fake to Trayanum. Boy, Brock has plenty of time to throw and just airmailed his receiver. Key was open.
You're going to get a post route with a deep cross from Key, and I think he makes the right read, and it is very tough to overthrow number 6 at 6'3", 210. The safety takes a post route. I think at that point, the ball's already thrown. Safety's reacting to it. Good decision. Just gotta make the pass.
Second down and 10. Here's Trayanum running hard to the left side over the 40, to the 41. He introduces himself to the true freshman Miles Graham, linebacker from right here, Buchholz High School in Gainesville.
Besides the flea flicker, I don't think we can talk enough about just the improvement from this Florida defense. And now 3rd and long situation. See if these edge players can get off the line of scrimmage and create some havoc in the backfield for Brock.
Jimmy Sumo Kongbe at running back on 3rd down and 5. Vandegrift over the middle, high, almost caught, and maybe intercepted. The Gators will have it. Triquez Bridges with his first interception of the year.
Well, they can continue to show the double-A pressure. It's the 3rd time we've seen it. First time they brought the linebackers. The next 2 times they drop them out in the coverage, and no excuse. Brock has to put this on Dingle's body, able to catch it, possibly get the first down. Ball's high. It's the last thing you want to see as a quarterback when that ball goes and starts getting tipped around. Usually advantage to the defense.
Gators will have it at the 46. 202 yards of offense for Florida here with 6:53 to go in the second quarter. Jacoby Jackson at running back. They'll hand it to him. And he is hit by a couple of Wildcat defenders and stays alive into Kentucky territory around the 47-yard line. The Eric Jackson, Octavius Oxendine finally wrap him up, but a gain of 7.
Hard-nosed running. We've seen it now for 2 possessions from these Florida running backs, getting their opportunity with Montrell out of. Really, we can be the guys.
Keyshawn Silver is down for Kentucky, their nose tackle. Transfer in from North Carolina. It's been a couple of years in Chapel Hill, his second year at Kentucky. Now, he got banged up last week, had a little bit of a shoulder issue. I don't know if that's what's going on with him now, but I know he came in with a tough, sore shoulder. Vandegrift, 3 of 8, 58 yards with a touchdown and an interception.
Well, it's good to have those iPads. I'm just very, very jealous over here to be able to go back to the sideline, look at the film, and really good decision, just a poor pass from number 12 on that little crossing route to the tight end.
When you were in the NFL, I know in college we didn't have because they just instituted them this year on the sidelines with these iPads. But in the NFL, when you were playing with Kansas City and stuff, did you have them then?
We did not have video. It was
You
all
just-
pictures.
yeah,
And I think
yeah.
still the NFL's only pictures.
Pictures.
There's no video.
So they just looking at the pad. There's pictures on those pads.
There's pictures. So you have about 4 different snapshots of the play. Where now these guys, I mean, they have the full video. And it happens instantly. It's on the iPad. You're able to see all of them. And right now looking at these third down situations and saying, okay, this is the plan for Florida tonight is going to bring those linebackers up and mug them. And I got to figure out some tells if they're coming or they're dropping out in the zone coverage.
iPads are everywhere. It's changed the way coordinators, many of them, there are still some that stay up in the booth, but many of them now with these iPads can go down on the field and look at the players eye to eye, talk to them, communicate with them a little bit more easily throughout the course of a game because of the video opportunities. Oh, Silver is walking slowly, obviously. Former 5-star recruit. Boy, when he came out of high school, he was highly sought after, considered a top 10 player in his class coming out of high school by ESPN. Try to get an update on his status before the night's over. 2nd down and 3. Empty set to Lagway and company. Cats bringing 4. Sidearm throw, and that one is picked off. Christian Story getting some help to the 30, to the 20, down to the 10-yard line. Boy, Kentucky needed something to happen, and they just got it. Christian Story, the senior, a transfer from Alabama, goes 63 yards on that interception return.
Oh, going back to the well, trying to hit that seam route once again. Just eyes it a little bit too much, and ball was way too far inside. You got a nickel in Zion Childress, who's running with the receiver as well. And the third thing, you threw it across the field, so just a very difficult throw, trying to fit it in there when no one was open. And a good play by this defense to get the ball back and get it to their offense inside the 15-yard line.
Kentucky's defense picks up their 8th turnover, their 6th interception of the season. Kentucky can pick up a 1st down. Ball just outside the 10. Vandegrift keeps it himself, gets a block from Sumo Karngbag, and he'll barrel his way down to the 6-yard line, give him 4.5 on the carry. Triquez Bridges, first one to meet him.
These are the moments too, and I was just about to say to him, they go do it, that I would expect Gavin Wimsatt to come into the football game to add the threat of the quarterback run. You can get him on the move, see if you can get some sort of bootleg where he has the option to pass the ball as well.
It's 90% run with Gavin Wimsatt. He's in the shotgun. He'll take it here, looking for a little bit of room. Dances forward to the 2-yard line. Jaden Robinson able to make the tackle.
Well, they take him out. I would have kept him in there for 1, if not 2 more plays, knowing that you could still get a 1st down.
Spotted just outside the 2. So maybe a 1.5 yards, 2 to get that 1st down. Sumo Karngbag in at running back. Sumo Karngbag met in the backfield, breaks a tackle and dives forward. This will be about the spot. I think he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Jaden Robinson was the first one there to disrupt that play.
Another broken tackle for Sumo Karngbag. And I like the decision here to go for it on 4th and 1. You're on the road, hostile environment. I still think that you got to put Wimsatt in the football game. A little bit more of a threat and ability to run the football. But I do like Brock's hard-nosed ability to kind of get a little bit dirty as well.
They got the big boys in the game. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. They'll hand it off. Sumo Karngbag. I don't know if he got the 1st down. He's still driving forward. They blow the play dead just inside the 2. That's not going to be enough.
Well, it started with a third down play. Sumo Kongbe does whatever he could to try and get the first down, but you see the swarm of Gators, and he ain't getting by big number 21, Desmond Watson. And then they try to go right down the middle, the heart of this defense, and the Gators said, no mas.
And it stops there at the yard-and-a-half line. And, you know, they kept big Desmond Watson in there in the middle of that line. 450-pounder, number 21, just clogging things up. So now the Gators will have to work from basically their end zone. 4:24 to go before halftime. Pistol formation. Coach Stoops over there, boy, he is hot on that far sideline. He is barking.
Timeout, Kentucky. This is their first charge timeout of the half. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
I think multiple times we've seen now trying to go at the heart of this defense. Quarterback sneak, 2 plays down the middle. You can tell Stoops is a little bit hot, possibly with the location of that spot.
Yeah, I think that's what he's angry about. He'd like a replay of that to pause, but you know, they're always, all these things are already being looked at.
Yes.
And he might be hot too that the whistle blew a little bit early. That's the other thing, because Sumo Kongbe kept driving his legs.
Yeah, but at some point, like right there, it's dead, and he had not reaching at that point either. So I think the timing of when the whistle was blown was correct. I just think right now you've tried multiple times to go down the middle against this Florida defense on big situations. They're lined up with all their big guys up front, bear-like defense, a bunch of one-on-ones, and right now Florida's winning that battle, so you got to think about doing something a little bit different.
So DJ Lagway will stand a few yards deep in his end zone. Handed off here to Ball. Jaden Ball to the 25, to the 28-yard line, and out of bounds by J.Q. Hardaway. That'll be a gain of 26.
I think the MVP right now of this football game has been the offensive line for the Florida Gators. Just zone blocking scheme. Get to the second level, you got a cutoff block from the tight end. And then the young freshman is the beneficiary of that. Finds the hole. Another explosive play for this offense.
Ball was 74 yards on the ground, averaging 6.7 yards per carry. Couple of fakes there. Lagway showing that big arm down the middle. Badger has it inside the 15, down to the 12. 59 yards on that pickup.
Well, he is their shot guy. Play action. Once again, you see the safety jump on the play action. Leaves the cornerback on an island one-on-one. And then the elite speed of number 6 and a beautifully thrown football by DJ Lagway.
First down and 10. From the 13-yard line. 3:07 and counting before halftime. And a whistle will stop this play.
Prior to the snap, timeout, Florida. Their first charge timeout of the half. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
I'm going to put this first half in perspective for you. Kentucky's defense had been giving up 251 yards a game, total offense through 6 games. The Gators have 294 yards here in the first half.
And it's big plays down the field. We're going to go look at that post route. Once again, it's going to be quarters coverage. A little bit too greedy against the run. Leaves this cornerback one-on-one with outside leverage, thinking that he has support from the safety. You see the outside leverage. And then the receiver steps on the toes of the defensive back, uses his speed, and a beautifully thrown football but the arm strength of DJ Lagway. One hitch, gets up into the pocket, and then DJ Waller has no chance to recover to make a play on the football.
Lagway, after he threw that ball, just caught the tail end of it on that play. It's almost like when Steph Curry shoots a three and he knows it's going in, he just kind of walks back the other way. Lagway threw that up in the air and just started walking like, I know that one's hitting. And it did. First down and 10. Here's a little toss sweep to ball. He's to the 10-yard line, picks up about 3.5. But here's what it looked like after he let go of this football. Just watch the confidence, like this one's going to work.
A little swagger. One hitch, he's like, yep, that's good. Posing, look at the right arm. Look at the right arm. That is
confident.
As good as you can do throwing a post route down the field. And listen, love me some quarters coverage. You want to run quarters, outside leverage with the cornerback. You got some speed by a receiver. You throw some post routes all day.
His grandfather coming to his first game here at the Swamp, watching his grandson put on a show here in the first half. Here's Paul dancing around, got a great block, and he will walk it into the end zone. Damian George Jr. with the block of the night, springs his true freshman running back.
Number 53 for Florida is now number 49.
Gators trying to make it a 14-point game, and they do so.
You mentioned Damian George Jr., 6'6", 345, gets the double pancake, working across. He's not only going to take one defender, he's going to take both defenders to the ground. Here's one, and I'm going to bring him to number 2. They knock each other over, get the double pancake, and then Jaden Ball, who's had a great first half, sets it up perfectly, and then easy coast into the end zone for another touchdown
Number
for the
29
Gators.
for Florida is now 38. 29 is 38.
That turns out to be a 98-yard touchdown drive, the longest of the season for Florida. The previous long was 93 against Mississippi State. I mean, what a turn of events emotionally in this game. Kentucky gets the interception from Christian Story, sets him up just outside the 10. They can't stuff it in. They get stopped on 4th and 1, and then the Gators turn around and go 98 yards on you. Big tackle on that, by the way, on that interception return. Good effort from Jacoby Jackson. Don't want to overlook that as he came a long way to stop Story. And that'll sail through the back of the end zone. Hey, Tuesday right here on the SEC Network, we'll have our latest episode of True South. John T. Edge travels to Jasper, Alabama, to Brown's Deli and Package Store. Sounds like my kind of place. As well as Bayou Fresh Seafood. He'll also meet the Johnson and Evans families and hear father and son stories about how Jasper, an old coal mining town, has evolved. It's going to be another great show. True South, Tuesday night, right here on the SEC Network. Each teams have a couple of timeouts left, including the 2-minute timeout. Boy, just nothing working there. Gain of a yard. Joey Slackman coming up to make the play. So we will step aside for this 2-minute timeout. Kentucky trying to put some points on the board. Cut into this Gator lead before halftime. going to be happier at halftime between those guys. I know Dari's going to be sad. Here's Vandegrift. Right through the hands of Barion Brown. It's intercepted. Gators have a chance. Devin Moore pushed out of bounds around the 5. They will spot it around the 1-yard line.
Oh, that's not on Brock. That was a perfectly thrown football, dagger route, verse cover 2, exactly how you draw it up. It's what you want. And one of your top playmakers, Barion Brown, lets it go right through his hands. He couldn't have placed it better as a quarterback. I mean, literally
heck of a throw.
Right in the perfect spot in the receiver's hands, and just got lazy with it, and Florida takes advantage. Devin Moore, nice concentration to get the INT.
Number 53 for Florida is now number 49. 53 is 49.
And now the Gators have it 1st and goal from the 1. This defense has brought it tonight for the Florida Gators. Ball, your running back. On the I formation, touchdown, Gators. What a second quarter for this Florida team on both sides of the football. It's now a 21-point advantage with 1:44 to go before halftime. I mean, this is an offense. This Florida offense came in averaging 400 yards per game, 28 points per game, and they're doing this against one of the best front sevens, best defenses in America.
It's the downfield passing attack that's kind of opened things up a little bit, and that's, you know, Florida fans and myself really appreciate and love all that Graham Mertz did, but DJ Lagway's ability to push the ball down the field has really opened up this offense a little bit, and you've seen him executing in games past, and you're seeing him execute now. One bad throw, trying to force it down a seam route, was turned to an interception, but another seam ball was a dime down the field, a post route on that 99-yard drive. But also big props to this defense, have made some tremendous plays for the Gator. I mean, all around, great complementary football. Offense doing their job, pass game, run game, and then the Florida defense doing their job as well.
Florida with 308 yards of offense. Most yards allowed in a half, obviously, for this Kentucky defense here tonight. Barion Brown explodes across the 40, stays on his feet, cuts it back. Barion Brown dancing around. He's going to dance himself all the way into the end zone. Another kickoff return for a touchdown, his 5th of his career. Well, that's how you redeem yourself after dropping a pass.
Yeah, you make up for giving up essentially a touchdown, dropping a pass, which resulted in Florida scoring. It looked like a man that was pretty ticked off right there, running with some anger. Able to find a way to weave himself through the Florida kickoff team for the touchdown. We're talking about a stadium that was electric, all of a sudden silent. Man, what a second quarter of football. We've seen it all. Turnovers, 4th down stops, 99-yard drives, and then a kickoff return.
Kentucky's already missed an extra point tonight. They had some issues last week with some exchange things. That was a low snap through the uprights. Boy, Kentucky needed a shot in the arm, and they just got it in the form of Berrien Brown.
A great block and no holding. See some double teams. You got the kicker one-on-one. You can't let him make a tackle. And then right there, sees the end zone, get in the end zone, the speed. Man, look at that stop on an absolute dime. Right there towards the sideline. 100%, that is the way to redeem yourself after that drop pass.
99-yard kickoff return. He now has 5 kickoff return touchdowns in his career. Had 3 of them in last year alone. He is, I mean, he is something. Still 90 seconds on the clock for Florida to do something. Well, we talked about it in the open and really a bunch this week about how we feel like this is kind of a defining moment. Could be in the seasons for both of these teams, depending on the direction of the outcome of this game. And especially for Florida, when you start thinking about what's in store for them moving forward, the Gators have got one of the most difficult schedules to begin with when the season started, but they're looking at Georgia, Texas, LSU, and Ole Miss in their next 4. So you almost feel like in that football building, they know they got to have this. Hey, coming up at halftime, you can watch the live performance of Pride of the Sunshine on SEC Network Plus. You can start streaming that now on the ESPN app.
This is a good opportunity for a young quarterback who's had a really good half of football. 2 timeouts to go. Minute 30. Clock stops on first downs. You know, you want to see, you're going to have some 2-minute opportunities throughout the season. You can practice it all you want, but game situations are the best. Let's see how number 2 executes.
So they'll have a tight formation off that right hash mark. Inside handoff. That'll go to Jacoby Jackson. See how the Gators play this, how quickly they will get up and start moving. A couple timeouts left for the Gators. They are slow playing this for sure.
I know you got the lead, and this is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and you can't be afraid to make mistakes. You just laid out the schedule going forward. You cannot baby this young quarterback.
Yeah, they're just running with Jackson. I'm with you. 2 timeouts in a minute and a half.
He's playing great. You know, he's had 1 mistake. Other than that, he's taking care of the football. I mean, even, you know, call a bootleg, get him on the run where he can throw it or run it, and spark the offense to see what they can do. So, from a hey, we want to win the game standpoint, like, you know, you feel pretty good about that. From a where's DJ and where do we need him to be 2 weeks, 3 weeks down the line? This is a moment that you're missing out on him growing as a quarterback.
Reset the game clock.
Lagway 4 of 11, but 152 yards.
It started off, he's been tremendous with his legs, reading the defense on the zone read, getting to the perimeter, really opening this offense up, and then pushing the ball vertically down the field. An absolute seed on the seam route, gets the one-on-one with the double post. He hits it over the top as well. Been really impressed going against, as we've laid out throughout the ball game here, a talented defense, but almost 200 yards of total offense in the first half and 4 plays of 20-plus yards. So I just don't understand why you're handcuffing him here with a 2-minute drive.
Well, he's averaging 38 yards on his 4 completions. They're looking at a 3rd down and 4. Jacoby Jackson will head back into the backfield, stand to the right side of his quarterback. Wilson comes in motion. He'll run Lagway with it. He is tripped up behind the 30. He'll lose a couple of yards, and Kentucky will take another timeout and stop it with 15 seconds to go.
Timeout, Kentucky.
Jansen
Their
done
final
with a heck of a play.
timeout of the half. It will be a 30-second timeout. Timer, please reset the game clock to 17 seconds. 7.
Injured Kentucky player down.
Thank you.
Looks like Jansen Dunn, young man who spent a couple of years at Ohio State, now in his second year with Kentucky.
This is the problem too. Now you get Kentucky, who just had a kickoff return for a touchdown. No opportunity to get their star player, most likely Baron Brown, back there.
They'll send Jamori Macklin back there. He's been their punt returner this season, averaging about 5 yards per punt return on 8 opportunities.
There's an opportunity that I would probably put Brown back there, see if he can create some magic with the football in his hands.
Jeremy Crawshaw will punt it away. Young man out of Australia. Gets it away. They're going to let this one hit, and Macklin runs away from it. And this will be down inside the 10 with 9 seconds to go. So Kentucky, no doubt, will. There is a flag, by the way, way back at the line of scrimmage, and that'll be against Florida.
Yeah, they're going to have him re-kick this as well, so no opportunity to.
Illegal formation on the kicking team, more than 4 in the backfield. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous spot with a replay of 4th down.
Well, the last couple of minutes of this game is kind of slowed down a bit after the kick return touchdown. We've had a couple of timeouts. Florida kind of sitting on it, trying to get to the locker room, but just can't quite get there. Try to re-punt it. So Macklin still back there to return this punt. Crawshaw's averaging 45.5 yards per punt. 15th in the FBS in punting average. Last year averaged a school record 48.9 yards per punt. And Macklin just lets this one sail over his head, and that'll go out of bounds. 2 seconds remaining on the clock.
Well, for Kentucky, not the ideal half. Your defense probably played the worst half of defense that they've played this season. And it's still only a 2-score game heading into halftime. That kickoff return was obviously massive for them to hopefully go in there and reevaluate, like, hey man, this freshman quarterback's not playing like a freshman. Y'all better wake up on that side of the football.
Well, Ole Miss put up 353 yards of offense against this Kentucky defense. Remember, Ole Miss going into that game was averaging over 600 yards. But here in the first half, Kentucky has put up 313 in the half. But it's still a ball game after the Barrion Brown 99-yard kickoff return. But Florida will lead it heading into halftime, 27-13. Two teams at 3-3 coming into this one. DJ Lagway with 4 completions on 11 attempts, but 152 yards. Let's go down to Maryland.
Your second quarter had just about everything in it, but how do you feel about what DJ's done for you tonight?
Yeah, no, it's been impressive. I think ultimately he's got a lot of experience over the first half of the season, and that's proven to be beneficial. The guy just rises to the occasion, you know. He's made some really impressive throws, and we're playing good around him, right? We have good balance, and ultimately our defense is doing a good job. We gave up kickoff return, flea flicker for a touchdown. Outside of that, our defense has impressed so far.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Leading 27-13 here at halftime. Time to get to the studio. Dari, Chris, Benjamin, boys, it's all yours. And welcome back to SEC Network College Football, presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Boy, gorgeous weekend here in Gainesville, Florida. Homecoming Saturday night. Gators with an impressive first half, 27-13, over 300 yards of offense against a defense that had given up 250 yards per game through their first 6 contests. Dave Neal, Aaron Murray, and certainly interesting first half, to say the least, especially the big plays for two teams that really hadn't had any.
Well, for Florida, I mean, it was absolutely perfect. Besides the special teams giving up the last-second touch on the kickoff, offense was great, running the ball, passing the ball. Defense was tremendous as well. So Kentucky's got to figure out a way to get some more explosive plays on their offensive side of the football.
Well, time now for Coverage Where It Counts, presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. And DJ Lagway was a story coming in, the true freshman. It's his show now on the Florida offense.
Yeah, he has now said, hey, I am here. I am QB1 going forward. And has been really impressive with his legs. Then the ability to push the ball down the field with accuracy, the seam route, the big post route. And you're seeing receivers catch it on the move, getting those yards after the catch. Had the one mistake, but other than that, really impressed with number 2 to start this ball game.
Time now for Every Detail Counts, brought to you by Pfizer. And these are the statistical details. 157 yards of offense for Kentucky, 99 of those on the ground. Great balance from Florida. Billy Napier on the way into the locker room, obviously very pleased with the way his offense is performing, and also pleased with his defense. He said, you know, we gave up a touchdown on a flea flicker and, of course, the punt return, but as a whole, his defensive unit continuing that trend of the prior 2 games. And look, Kentucky is just down 14. I mean, it's not like it's out of the question and they get the football first here. I think this drive will be an important one. I wouldn't say it'd be a game-defining one, but an important one for the Cats.
Why? I think it'd be nice to get like a long drive where it seemed like their defense was on the field for quite some time there in the first half, and really no rhythm offensively. I mean, you had the big flea flicker, then the other one was the kickoff return. But other than that, it's been a little bit chaotic on that side of the football. So can you get to the run game? I thought Semi did a good job of running the ball physically in that first half. Can you get Sumo the ball a little bit more here? And along with Wilcox as well at the running back spot.
Jamarian Wilcox in the backfield. Vandegrift will throw. Berry and Brown will have a first down. Let's go downstairs, visit with Maryland.
Kentucky barely made it out on the field before they had to take the field. Mark Stoops says we had a long conversation because we have a lot we have to adjust to. He called this offensive possession the most important possession of this football game. He said it comes down to execution. It's nothing special. We have to continue to pursue those explosive plays, and it has to start right here.
Well, they got a good one to start this drive. First down from the 36-yard line. Play fake. Vandegrift flushed out of the pocket immediately, trying to turn the corner. Jack Pyburn hustling to push his quarterback out of bounds. Caleb Banks was the one that kind of forced the pocket and Vandegrift to move left.
Well, this is pressure up front. Unfortunately for Kentucky, unfortunately for Kentucky, They had a wide open receiver down the field, and just not enough time for Brock Vandagriff.
Vandagriff powers his way out near the 45-yard line. That's just a tough run by their quarterback. Graduated Georgia in 3 years as a grad transfer, but still has 2 years of eligibility remaining.
That's a good job by Wilcox, too, getting to the second level. And I mean, no matter how bad Vandagriff feels and how banged up he is, you know he's going to give it all every single play in the run game. And we'll see if he gets the ball here on some sort of read route.
Kentucky 0 for 5 on third downs tonight. Make it 0 for 6. Grayson Howard meets Demi Sumo Karngbae at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th and a yard.
Once again, they try and go to the heart of this Florida defense. Quarterback sneaks at the goal line here on 3rd and short situation. And at some point, you just got to say, we cannot run it down the middle against the size and strength of this Florida defense. Really good job by Howard sneaking through to the backfield. But man, get your mobile quarterback on the outside, because right now the middle's not working.
They're going to go for it on their own side of the 50. Vandagriff throws it. Nice play. First down and a whole bunch more. Josh Caddis, the tight end, comes up with his 2nd catch of the year, and it's the biggest one that goes for 22.
Well, they're going to sneak. Caddis going from right to left, play action. Everyone's going to the right side of the field, and all of a sudden 84 sneaks right underneath the linebackers and is wide open. That is a massive conversion for this offense to stay on the field.
Twin tailbacks in the game with Sumo Karngbae and now Trainum. They'll give it to Chip Trainum off the right side. Chip's first action of the season. If you're just joining us, been out with a hand injury all year. The transfer from Ohio State. Started his career at Arizona State for a couple of years, then 2 seasons at Ohio State. Now his first season at Kentucky. Last year, 85 carries, just shy of 400 yards with the Buckeyes. Now Wilcox checks in. Key goes in motion. Vandagriff looks that way, pointing to Key. Key comes back, and does he make the catch? Out of bounds. He did catch it, but it had his foot out of bounds in that blue paint over there on the far sideline.
Well, they try to out and up to the field, and Devin Moore, number 28, stays on top of the route, doesn't bite on it. No one open down the field. Brock's trying to make something happen, and just not enough room.
Vandagriff throws a seed down the seam. It's caught, first down. Kentucky inside the 15. They go to Fred Ferrier, the 2nd. That is his 8th catch of the year.
And there was some juice on that football from Brock. He's trying to fit it in between defenders. Nice dagger route, same route that Barian Brown dropped coming from the opposite side of the field. That's 2 really good passes. That's a big boy throw there from the quarterback.
Well, you could just tell by his body language that that was about all he had in that right arm. Handed off to Wilcox. Steps over a man. Looked like he lost the football for a moment. Dryquez Bridges will get credit for the tackle, but that ball popped out of there.
Got 2 hands on the football and contact. A nice punch out there.
Right back in his belly.
Yeah. Woo. Bridges, though, number 7, coming up from the safety spot. Nice punch.
Gavin Wimsatt in at quarterback. We've seen him here a couple of times. Got stopped. Did Kentucky in the first half. They'll hand it off. Here comes Brown trying to get the corner. He's pushed out of bounds. Inside the 5, near the 3.
As Jason Marshall, who's still down on the ground, was able to keep pushing Marion Brown to the sideline and get extra help. Usually you get Marion Brown with that head of steam. He's able to turn the corner. Really good job defensively of stretching it out.
Boy, hard to see what really happened there with Marshall. Well, that was a lot of speed racing for that corner of that end zone right there between those guys. Marshall making his 35th straight start. 40 total starts for the senior out of Miami. We're talking to their defensive coordinator, co-defensive coordinator Ron Roberts yesterday. He felt like certainly Marshall's one of those guys, NFL talent. In the next few weeks might determine, is he a second rounder? Is he a 5th rounder? With the competition they got coming up, it's a chance for him to really ball out for those NFL guys.
Yeah, he's Mr. Consistent lockdown corner on the outside. You need one of those for sure, especially in this league that has turned into such a pass-happy league with the receivers and quarterbacks. And see, hits the turf pretty hard, goes in, tries to.
Oh yeah, maybe it's that shoulder, huh?
Yeah.
The way that arm kind of, right arm just reached.
Yeah, looks like they're holding that right arm too as he's being helped off the field right now.
He has never missed a game in his career. Boy, he is in some sort of pain. Boy, that is a tough blow for that Gator secondary to lose a guy of his caliber. Try to get an update from Maryland as soon as we get one from that Gator sideline. Kentucky trying to stick this one in the end zone. 1st and goal. Wimsatt turns the corner and he is walloped at the 1.
Well, I do like the decision to keep Wimsatt in the football game. They did not do that in the first half. Took him out after a nice run. Weren't able to convert to get the ball into the end zone. I think right now it's 2nd down. 2 is your quarterback for the next 3 plays, and see if you can maybe get him on the edge once again, get him in the end zone.
This is a classic Kentucky drive this year. 11 plays, 74 yards to this point, 6 minutes off the clock.
Exactly what they needed.
Converted a huge 4th down to keep it alive, and now they're trying to reap the rewards. There goes Wimsatt in for the touchdown. Boy, it was just a sea of humanity in the middle of that line of scrimmage, and Wimsatt comes out of there with the touchdown for Kentucky.
It starts with the number 54, Gerald Mincy at the right tackle position. Completely caves the right side of the defensive line in. Look at all the movement from the right side, and then from there, just follow your running back into the end zone. You said it, Dave. I mean, that is Kentucky football, and that is what we're used to seeing from that offense when it comes to moving the ball down the field, getting 1st downs, huge 4th down conversion.
2nd rushing touchdown of the season for Gavin Wimsatt. Alex Rayner to attempt this point after, and he will convert it. We got ourselves a 1-touchdown game here in Gainesville. 8:34 to go in the 3rd quarter. That is not a good look for the Gators defense, as John Marshall Jr., the senior out of Miami, told you has never missed a game in his career. Escorted off the field after a diving play a moment ago, and again, we'll try to get an update as soon as we get something from the medical staff and pass that along. But Kentucky, boy, the Cats came out. Coach Stoops said it. This was a critical opening drive maybe in the season for Kentucky. And they certainly produced with a 12-play, 75-yard drive that was side of 6.5 minutes. Out to the 23-yard line goes Jaden Ball. And let's see what Florida can do. They had an interesting first half. Very productive with over 300 yards, balanced with 152 through the air, 161 on the ground. And they averaged 6 yards a carry. And they did it all against one of the best defenses, certainly in this league and in the country. I mean, look at some of the numbers that Florida has put up here in the first half versus what Kentucky has done all season.
Look at the rushing stats. I mean, this has been a well-balanced attack, and Kentucky's on their heels. Let's see if they've made some adjustments during halftime.
Brad White has been excellent in that department throughout his career as the defensive coordinator for the Cats, and they get a stop after a couple of yards from Jaden Ball. Javon Dumas-Johnson, the first one there for the Cats.
Well, I just think schematically at times, yes, but I just think it was a physicality thing there in the first half. Florida was the more physical team on offense. They were able to run the football. Running backs look pretty good, and then they timed up their shot plays just absolutely perfect based on the coverages.
Four-man look from Kentucky. The play fake. Lagway to throw. This one is perfect. Out to the 45, pushed out of bounds near the 47. It's Jim DK with his 20th catch of the year.
Well, this is one of the routes that coaching staff said DJ loves to throw. You're going to get the deep cross, post route to the field, deep cross coming from left to right, and you're just going to high-load the flat defender with someone in the flat, and then perfectly up and down football.
That handoff is wrapped up immediately by the All-American Deion Walker. That's not the first time we've seen him blow up a play.
No, we haven't called his name in a while. Great start to the game from zero. Got in the backfield, was able to tip a ball as well in the first possession. But man, you leave him one-on-one.
That's 350 pounds moving like that.
Ooh, it's scary. Scary.
Gosh. I mean, that's 6'6", 348 pounds out of Detroit, Michigan coming at you. Here's Lagway. Slips a defender, and he'll be pushed out of bounds inside Kentucky territory at the 47-yard line by Alex Safari. Gain of 7.
Team just making good decisions, with still after that last touchdown by Kentucky, you and I both looked at each other and said, that is why you should have done something in the 2-minute drive.
Yeah.
He's taking care of the football. Had the one mistake other than that, had a great first half. Kentucky gets the ball to start the second half, try and get some more points on the board, and now all of a sudden it's a one-score game. So I just think he's doing a good job with his decision-making throughout the game and been really darn accurate as well.
Walker takes a breather on this 3rd down and 5 for Florida. Lagway stands in that pocket, throws to a wide open DK. He's to the 10, to the 5, and dropped down at the 3-yard line. Ty Bryant saves a touchdown, but 45 yards for the Gators.
It's the same type of concept that they just ran for the big play. You're going to have someone in the flat, and then you're going to have a deep cross route, and DJ does a terrific job once again of buying enough time to allow the play to develop. It's a long developing play. The receiver is going to catch the ball somewhere between 15 to 20 yards across the football field. So offensive line did their job, DJ did his, and they're rewarded with another possession inside the 5-yard line.
Ball lines up behind his quarterback. They'll give it to Ball, and he is met, loses a yard or two. Alex Safari found a little seam and made a great play.
And Keyshawn Silver was able to sneak in through there as well, slow things down. Big number 0 comes back into the ball game. It'll be tough run. Trying to run downhill against him, see if he can move Lagway, get him on the run a little bit.
Second down. Lagway looking to throw. Steps up. Dancing around on his tiptoes. Tries to get the pylon, and they'll say he's out of bounds. Just inside the 1-yard line, Zion Childress pushes him out.
Just missed it. Ball does not cross the line.
Oh, he had it in his right hand.
I know.
If it's in his left, he probably gets the touchdown.
I get a great pylon cam look right there.
Number 53 for Florida.
I do think the ball in the right hand goes out of bounds before the goal line. Right now, 6'3", 240 quarterback. They call timeout now. You don't want to lose opportunity here at the 1.
And Billy Napier not happy about that operation.
Timeout, Florida. Your first charge.
Timeout on the field. Back in a moment. Gators just took a timeout. 3:34 to go here in the third quarter. Play clock was winding down. Billy Napier led his offense. Realized can't have those kind of things going on. And that's part of the thing we talked about this week with him is like, we just got to clean up some things. And that's
But they've been saying that for over a year now is I think the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, think back to like last year versus Utah. I mean, there's been multiple games where it's little things like that that's been costing this team.
They took the timeout, so they didn't get backed up 5 yards. Third down and goal from the 1. You've got a 6'3", 240-pound true freshman quarterback who certainly has the ability to take this in himself. You've got a true freshman running back at 6'1", 230. And they'll go with Ball. And he is in there he got in for the touchdown. There it is. The lights went out, hard to see if there was a signal. They will give him the touchdown. Kentucky's like he didn't get in.
I'm sure Kentucky's saying too, you blew the whistle pretty early on us in the first quarter, and that thing kind of dragged on for a little bit, but I do love DJ Lagway jumping on the pile to push it forward a little bit.
Even Coach Stoops saying it should be 4th down. Well, they'll take obviously another look at it before they attempt this point after. They'll make sure.
That play is under video review.
Oh, wow. I mean, I don't think there's any chance he got in there. That look, anyway. What do you think?
I don't think he got in either. I didn't think he got in initially. I thought the whistle should have been blown as well. But there's a lot of bodies in the ruling on the field was a touchdown, so it's going to be hard to, I don't know if we have a great angle to know if he was in or not to make a decision here.
Gosh, Coach Stoops has been hot really since we started this game. He has been chirping on a couple of things that have occurred here tonight.
Initially right there, they stood him up. Love the second effort from the young running back. Love DJ jumping in as well, but I never saw anything that said that he was in, but now the hard part is same thing. The call was a touchdown. How do you overturn it if you can't see it?
That is a very valid point. I mean, he got stood up right there. You're right. It's got to be conclusive video evidence to overturn the thing, and it's just, you can play that game. I think he didn't get in, but the answer's got to be, I know he didn't get in.
I saw it, yes.
After review, the ruling on the field stands.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. Unfortunately for Kentucky, there was just nothing there to give you that definitive look.
That's a huge response by this Florida offense to march down the field. Some big plays from their quarterback. And, man, the way he's responded in this football game, interception responds with a touchdown. Kentucky comes out, long drive. DJ responds with some big throws.
That is the 4th rushing touchdown for Jaden Ball tonight. Going after is up and good. Things get a little chippy. That's the most rushing touchdown in a game since Trey Burton had 5 versus Kentucky back in 2010. Boy, Coach Stoops is still hot under the collar after that apparent touchdown by Jaden Ball. Not enough to overturn the ruling from 1 yard out. His club trails by 14. To Florida's credit, though, they needed an answer after Kentucky took the opening possession of the 3rd quarter and marched it 75 yards in 12 plays to cut it to 7. The Gators answered right back to make it a 14-point game again. We've already seen Barion Brown take one back 99 yards tonight for his 5th career kickoff return for a touchdown. This one will bounce through the end zone, and Cats coming back out to the 25-yard line.
There's something special about this time of year. It's fun. And it all starts here. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
Got to thank the folks at Academy Sports. I'm involved with a couple of charities and needed some sporting goods equipment. Academy guys at Academy Sports did not hesitate. Donated some basketball goal and some workout equipment, so appreciate those guys and all they do. Chip, train them in at running back.
You need some golf balls after last weekend is what you need.
Oh, stop. Here's Vandergrift all day to throw. Nobody open. He will throw on the run, and that one's almost picked off. One hopped it to Jordan Castell, and Vandergrift lucky that one wasn't intercepted.
Well, they took a page out of Florida's book there with the concept. They're also going to flood the right side of the field flat. You're going to have the deep cross. Problem is Florida does not bite at all on the play action. Everyone drops back, and lucky that does not turn into another turnover for this offense.
2nd down and 10. Vandergrift, 6 of 14 for 109. A touchdown and 2 interceptions. Vandergrift can't get by the 3rd defender, Jaden Robinson. Split a couple of blue jerseys in the backfield. He'll gain a yard. It's 3rd and 9.
That's a tough one-on-one tackle in the open field against a quarterback that obviously has shown the ability to make defenders miss in the open field. Now one-on-one. Man, we have not talked about Dane Key much at all in this football game. Can you find number 6 in the slot? See if you get him a catch.
Gators bringing the house over the middle. Dane Key backpedals, and he'll dive for the 1st down. What an effort by Key. Big hit from Aaron Gates, backed Key up, but then Key got his momentum and his feet back under him and got the 1st down.
Big plays to big players in these moments. That's what needs to happen. Vacated zone. Key finds the open spot, sits there nicely for the quarterback, and then Brock's able to deliver it.
Again, a 2-back set now for Kentucky with Trenum and Sumo Karngbae. Vandergrift, again, time to throw, steps into it, heaves it downfield, looking for Brown. It's incomplete. Devin Moore back there in coverage.
I know we talk a lot about Jason Marshall, and obviously he's out of the game right now, but Devin Moore has been really impressive in this ball game. Number 28 on the left side of the defense and not biting on the big plays down the field. Stayed on top of the route of these receivers.
hand it off to Traynham. He's to the 39 and stopped there by Gates and Bridges on the back end. Kentucky still looking for their first third down conversion. Or excuse me, they were started 0 for 6. They have converted their last 2. Their offense on their opening drive of the third quarter was impressive, trying to keep this drive alive. Looking at third down and 8. Vandagriff feels the pressure, trying to run for it. He will be tripped up, but will have enough for the first down.
Man, it is hard not to love the heart of Brock Vandagriff when things are in crunch time and a play needs to be made. He just wills it into existence, able to step up in the pocket just enough to avoid the pressure coming from his backside. Keeps his eyes up, little pump fake to soften the defense, and then just puts his head down. He's able to get the first down with his legs once again.
Final 30 seconds of the third quarter. Vandagriff. Sumo Kongbe dancing around inside Gator territory down to the 46-yard line. Grayson Howard, first one there.
Well, they actually tried the tight end sneak route, which is a beautiful route. You're going to play action, get the tight end working from right to left, and then up the sideline, and Florida once again does not bite on it, and smart move by Brock, just taking the check down for the completion.
That'll be the final play of the third quarter. Kentucky trying to hang around on the road. They've won here their last 2 trips to the Swamp. 34-20, final 15 coming up. Great scene here at the Swamp between the third and fourth quarters. These are the moments you kind of just, not only are the games good, but these are the moments where you go, I really like my job.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome.
Oh, good stuff. Homecoming here at the University of Florida. Fourth quarter football. 2-touchdown game. Kentucky driving. Second down and 4. They'll hand it off to Chip Traynham, who will power his way for a big gain inside the Gator 40. Castell and Howard bringing him down, but that'll be a gain of 10 and another Kentucky first down. This is what Kentucky's offense, when it's rolling, looks like. It may not be the fancy stuff, but they just keep moving the chains.
At some point, that would be nice to see if you're running the ball effectively, what they do to the flea flicker, took a shot down the field, well executed. But yeah, this is perfect. Plenty of time, so only down 2 scores.
Back to the 2 tailback look with Kongbe and Traynham. Traynham can't break the tackle from Aaron Gates, the redshirt freshman, who's been injured, played sparingly last week against Tennessee, but looks pretty healthy there as he drops Kentucky for a loss of 4.
Well, gets right underneath the tight end. Sees it, gets upfield.
Vandagriff over the middle, pass is caught. Dane Keith taking a couple of blows down to the 28-yard line. A 14-yard pickup, maybe 13 and a half. He needed 14 for the first down.
Oh, that was a scary throw at first from Brock Vandagriff, but just a flood route with the deep cross coming as kind of the last option. And he sees his big receiver running across the field and puts it right in a good spot for him.
Gavin Wimsatt comes in the game. Now he leaves the game, and they keep Vandagriff in at quarterback.
Vandagriff says, I'm hot, get out of the game.
Play clock down to 8, 7. Kentucky not lined up. They're going to have to use a timeout here. So each team has used one of their 3 timeouts here in the second half. Big play coming up for the Wildcats. Boy, Jason Marshall Jr., their best back-end player, maybe one of their best defensive players on this roster. The All-SEC corner hurt in the first half, a shoulder issue, and it is doesn't look like he's coming back. Actually hurt in the opening possession of the third quarter, I should say. Hasn't missed a game his entire career. Gavin Wimsatt, after the timeout, they run him back out on the field now on this 3rd and 1. He is met in the hole, but I think his progress should have it. Jack Pyburn, number 44, was there to greet him. But I think the big fella got the first down.
Yeah, now all of a sudden you're seeing Wimsatt running the football, not at the heart of the Florida defense, but more around that tackle towards the edges. And Kentucky's learned their lesson. We are not successful running at guys like Desmond Watson and Cam Jackson. Got to get to the outside with Gavin Wimsatt.
Play clock in single digits. 12-12 to play. Vandegrift throws on the run, and nobody's there. Dane Key was around the area. George Gums was chasing Vandegrift. What do you thought about Brock's play tonight?
The one pick was bad. The other one obviously was not his fault, but I think overall, like, he's been Brock. He's been competitive. He's run the football effectively. I think he's thrown the ball with a lot of accuracy. We talk about DJ making only his 2nd career start. This is only his 7th career start. These are 2 very young quarterbacks when it comes to game experience, but I think he's played a good game.
Handed off to Train, looking for a little bit of a hole, and he takes it inside the 25. Down to the 23. Shamar James with the tackle.
Well, this is interesting time. Obviously, we know how slow this Kentucky offense is. Don't know how many possessions you'll have, and obviously Florida's offense has done a good job. So most likely 4-down territory here on out.
So Wimsatt checks back into the game. They've had some formations where they've kept Vandegrift on the field with Wimsatt, but straight up exchange at the quarterback position. On a 3rd down and 6. Hand it to Barry and Brown. And the Gators were all over it. There was nowhere to run. Gotta think this might be 4-down territory for the Cats here.
Well, that's another big play by by Aaron Gates. Coming up there and forcing the runner to get more east and west. 4th down, though. I think this is once again an opportunity. They've gone to their big guy, Dane Key. He's going to be to the boundary, to the left side. Big target, short spaces. See if you can give him the football.
Wildcats 1 of 2 on 4th down. They'll swing it to the outside. Anthony Brown. Stevens not going to get there. Triquez Bridges making the play for the Gators to snuff out the drive.
And Florida finds a way to bend, but defense, when they need the most, 4th down, makes the stop to get off the field. Gators up 34-20.
SEC Saturday Night is presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it. And in part by Regions Bank, official bank of the SEC.
Hey, how about the Florida Gator baseball team being honored here tonight between quarters for their 9th trip to Omaha last year? Speaking of Gator baseball, 3 of them still alive in the postseason. Former Gators still playing for the Mets right now. Danny Young, boy, he had a chance last night and got Shohei Ohtani. Pete Alonso with 4 home runs for the Mets in the playoffs. And I went out to baseball practice today, by the way. Caught up with Kevin O'Sullivan. Sully telling me about his club.
They look good, as always.
Yes.
As always.
I mean, it looks like a football team out there. I'm not kidding. It is amazing how big the kids are on the diamond these days. Got some football going on here right now. A guy that played some baseball in high school, DJ Lagway. Matter of fact, we're trying to work through some stuff. Sometimes he gets carried away and throws a football like it's a baseball, and we're trying to get his mechanics corrected. As you might assume, he was a pitcher, but he will hand it here. Third down coming up. I asked you about Brock Vandagriff. Let me ask you the same question. What do you make of DJ Lagway in his second career start?
He's a future star.
Yeah.
He's everything. I mean, he's big, he's physical, he's cerebral, he's accurate. He can push the ball vertically down the field. He just lacks experience. The only second game as a starter. But going against this defense, I mean, this is if any indication of where he can go, sky's the limit for number 2.
Wilson comes in motion. Lagway looks the other way. Boy, he is trapped and nowhere to go. He's going to be dropped, or I should say, stood up. Whistle blows. Alex Afari, first one there, but boy, that pocket collapsed in a hurry and really did a great job, that defensive front for Kentucky.
Well, he had an opportunity to throw the ball on an Omaha route to the outside to Badger, one-on-one, and easy completion. It's a long throw. It's a tough throw to the field, college hashes. I get it. You don't want to make a mistake up for 2 touchdowns, but that's when you catch it, you throw it to the sideline, the receiver catches the football, and he gets out of the bounds for the first down. So that's one of the few mistakes that we've seen from DJ in this football game.
Macklin back to return the punt with Crawshaw. Line drive kick. That'll take a big hop, and Macklin will field it at the 27. Boy, good coverage by Florida to stretch that one out and force him out of bounds after a 3-yard return. That'll get us to a timeout. 8:05 to go here in the fourth quarter. Gators lead it by 2 touchdowns. Great night at the Swamp, homecoming 2024. Good football game going on here. Cats down by 14, getting late though, 8 minutes to go in the fourth. Vandagriff on 1st and 10. Dane Key with a first down reception near midfield. Devin Moore over there in coverage. That'll be a gain of 15.
You see at some point in this drive, we see a little bit more of a tempo. You see it right now, not getting the huddle, gets that line of scrimmage. We're down 2 scores, don't got to press too much.
Vandagriff to the middle of the field, passes incomplete. Coverage back there by Devin Moore, knocks it away at the last moment from Dane Key.
Yeah, another great play from number 28 on the back end. Playing soft, just keeping everything in front of him. Gave up the previous play. Once again, everything's in front and able to then drive on the football with anything a little bit further down the field. And sticky coverage and able to get the right hand in there without grabbing.
Get it to Sumo Kongbe, and he'll have a first down, or close to it. Let's see where they spot his foot when it went out of bounds. It'll be at the 40, so that is a first down.
And there's Miles Graham, the stud freshman linebacker, chasing him down, and Sumo Kongbe's done what he's done all game and throughout the season, making defenders miss in the open field.
Vandagriff trying to hook up with Fred Ferrier.
They missed a wide open receiver, and Anderson coming across on a middle cross route, same route that he hit just the previous possession. I think he just tried to force that one down the field. Just coming across, hit this one. Easy completion, just forcing the ball down the field. I mean, that's a catch, about 15, 20-yard completion. You're knocking on the door to get in the red zone.
2nd down and 10. Vandegrift dodges one defender. Can he dodge another? No. Thrown out of bounds, lost a yard. TJ Searcy, the sophomore out of Thomaston, Georgia.
A lot of these 3rd downs early in the game, they were showing that double-A pressure with the 2 linebackers. We'll see if they give that look. Once again here, gave Brock a lot of difficulty trying to figure out if they're coming or they're not coming there in the first half.
3rd and 11 now. Vandegrift steps up in the pocket, throws high, incomplete. Now do you go for it on 4th and 11? Looks like the offense going to stay on the field.
I think this is the right decision. I know they've had some interesting decisions this season of go for it, not go for it, but kind of the way this game is going right now, 5 minutes, just under 6 minutes to go in the ball game, I think you got to go for it.
To the wide side, knocked away at the last moment. Heck of a play on the back end by Aaron Gates. Anthony Brown-Stevens was the intended target, and the Gator defense holds.
He had him. He just has to put the ball right on Anthony Brown-Stevens, put it on his chest. If he's able to catch and protect his body, he was right at the yard to gain for the 1st down. Ball just sails on Brock. Allows the defender to make a play on it. Just a deep out route. You see it right there. Put it on the body of the receiver. Instead, it's high. And Florida and Aaron Gates able to then come down there and make the play on the football.
That's a long throw.
It's a long throw. Big boy. It's the college hashes. That's a big boy throw. But he's made some big boy throws tonight, some of those dagger routes. Like, we've seen Brock show off the arm strength to where you know he can make that throw.
5:50 to play. Gators going to try to just grind this one out to the best of their ability. Ball and a tailback. Key of 4 touchdowns today. He is wrapped up, loses a couple of yards. Ball has rushed for 85 yards tonight. Again, first time in Florida football history, and the first time this year in the NCAA, that a true freshman quarterback and a true freshman running back have started in the same game.
Look pretty good doing it too.
Yeah, you and I kind of like our eyes open when they were telling us what it was going to look like, and they had all the confidence in the world that it would work. And again, I say this, that Florida's put up almost 400 yards tonight against a team that's given up 250 a game. Handoff off the left side to Jaden Ball. Derek Jackson with the stop and a timeout taken by Kentucky. That'll leave the Cats with just 1 remaining.
Their second charge timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
The importance of
Please
this
reset the game clock to 4:57, 4:57.
for the Florida Gators cannot be highlighted enough because of what's in store. They will have a week off, and then the gauntlet stretches with games at Georgia, games at Texas. You host LSU, and you host Ole Miss, and then you wrap things up with Florida State. And I know that's hard.
For those who don't know,
I almost skipped that one.
Dave's a Florida State alum, so he's
almost skipped that one, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. But Georgia looking like Georgia is back somewhat in this game versus Texas tonight. Texas still is Texas. LSU has been one of the hottest teams for the past few weeks. And then Ole Miss, we know what they can do offensively. So that is set it before the season, and it's just as true now. The toughest schedule in college football, the back end of the year for the Florida Gators. So makes you kind of obviously a little bit more upset that they were unable to capitalize on that game last week versus Tennessee. I mean, it should have been a win for the Gators.
They obviously played well enough for the win, but self-inflicted wounds cost him that game. And I know it was a tough week for the Gator fans and even the guys in the building, but you wouldn't have known it. As we talked about, the positive energy that came out of that Florida football office yesterday, you wouldn't have known how disappointing that loss was. They flushed it, and the effort obviously paid off here to this point, leading by 2 touchdowns. On 3rd down, Lagway steps into this one, lofts it up, trying to hit another big one, and oh my goodness, it's caught by Elijah Badger. How in the world did he come down with that catch? A gain of 39.
Florida's got some playmakers. It ain't just Eugene Wilson. Badger's been doing it all season long. The concentration. He's literally backpedaling, trying to make the catch, cradles it in, and then the concentration with the DB on top of him. And that's what gets you excited right there. These big throws from DJ.
Jaden Ball down to the 1-yard line. Zion Childress saves a touchdown.
This is one of the better offensive performances I've seen for Florida the past couple of years. To do it against this defense with a quarterback making his 2nd career start. Let's not forget his first start, no offense to Samford, was against Samford. Set the school record for a freshman quarterback, 456 yards passing. 2nd career start against this defense. Been pretty special for number 2.
Handoff goes to Ball, and he just picked up his 5th rushing touchdown to tie Trey Burton and Tim Tebow for the single-game Florida record. Rushing touchdowns for the true freshman.
Well, the Florida backfield's in pretty good hands for quite some time.
Lagway's numbers are eye-opening. Point after is up and good. Lagway is now 7 of 14, 7 completions, okay, for 259 yards, 37 yards per completion. To kind of give you an idea, that is 5 40-plus yard completions. In the last 20 years, that is tied for the most in Florida football over the last 2 decades, tying his own record he set against Samford earlier this year.
Setting records as a true freshman, not too shabby. He's
number 29 is now number 38.
And there's go back to the long pass to Badger on the outside, one-on-one. Gives his receiver an opportunity to make a play on it. And then this offense, who struggled in the red zone a week ago against Tennessee, has found their way behind a very, very good offensive line performance. And Graham Mertz, man, love watching him play the quarterback position here at Florida. And then you know that he is just somewhat of a proud papa watching DJ go out there and do his thing.
That's something DJ talked about, is how much he attached himself to Graham and just watched how Graham worked, how he prepared, listened to every word he would say in meetings, and has really kind of taken to Graham. And it's as a coach, you got to love those type of relationships, and you got to have the starter want to really kind of adopt the young guy as well. And you see the 40-yard completions for DJ Lagway tonight, 5 of them. Let's go down to Maryland.
DJ Lagway and Graham Mertz on this sideline are exactly what you think they are. Every single defensive drive for the Gators, it is DJ and Graham side by side with offensive analyst Ryan O'Hara looking at this iPad, DJ nodding, then looking over his shoulder at Graham to look for more information or more feedback on what his staff is telling him. It's been encouraging and exciting to watch Graham step little by little away from DJ over the course of this game.
This ball is picked off. Cormani McClain, who hasn't played this year, gets on the field and intercepts Cutter Boley, who just came into the game, the true freshman, with a pick 6 to Cormani McClain. 25 yards.
You want to talk about a difficult throw? Let's throw a hitch to the field as your first throw of the game. A squatting corner who makes an incredible catch on it.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct against Florida. Each player will have one counter for unsportsmanlike conduct. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Cormani McClain transferred in from Colorado. Didn't work out there under Deion Sanders and company. Transfers here. Finally gets on the field and does that. This point after is up and good. Well, Kentucky's 3-game win streak over Florida is going to be stopped tonight.
Late hitch route to the field. Bad news. You never want to do that. And McClain says, thank you very much. Going out there trying to earn a spot depending on how long Jason Marshall's out. The star cornerback for Florida. They may be looking for a replacement. That's one way to get in the conversation.
Number 29 is now number 38. Number 0 is now number 32 for Florida.
You can see that teammates, they know how hard Cormani's worked to get back into this spot, to be able to take some snaps, and especially, as you mentioned, without Mr. Marshall there, and who knows how long he'll be out, but certainly doesn't look good with an apparent shoulder injury. Billy Napier even smiles a little bit. That guy's not smiling. Boy, they were down 2 touchdowns. 8 minutes to go, and 4th down coming up. But a couple of times, a couple of 4th down opportunities here in the 4th quarter. Could not convert against this Gator defense. Little squib kick. Fielded by Kentucky, and they'll have it around the 48-yard line. Willie Rodriguez. Coming up next, SEC football final with Dari, Chris, and Benjamin. They'll take you through the biggest stories of the day and break down all the SEC games. 11 Eastern right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Georgia trying to close it out in Austin, Texas. Tennessee took down Alabama tonight. LSU over Arkansas, South Carolina with a huge win. How about Missouri? Wasn't pretty, but again, the Tigers
How about
find
Brady
a way
Cook?
to win.
Brady Cook went to the hospital.
Came
Had an
back.
MRI. Oh my goodness.
They're 6-1.
Yeah, their season has been pretty, but hey, win's a win's a win. 6-1. So Missouri continues to find a way to stay in the hunt for the playoffs.
A lot to talk about for those guys on SEC football final. Coming up when we are finished here. 3:21 on the clock. Cutter Boley back on the field. Trying to hit the freshman Hardly Gilmore. The youngster, 17 years old, wearing number 17 for Kentucky. They say that he's been a young man that when he has been healthy has been impressive. Reclassified from the 2025 class to the 2024 class to get into Kentucky. Grew up in South Florida. Boley throws it, and that one's incomplete. Flags come in, a couple of flags come in. Where Boley let go of that football. L.J. McCray back there, he may have been involved in possible late hit.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Forcible contact above the shoulders on the defense number 17. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous spot and carries an automatic first down.
So true freshman on true freshman there. Yeah, hand right to the face mask. They like LJ though in Florida. Out of Daytona, Florida. They say he's making a big impact. Playing limited snaps just because there's so much depth up front. But when he's on the field, he's done some nice things. Marion Wilcox has done some nice things in his opportunities in the backfield, but they don't pick up the pressure, and that one's incomplete. Cutter Boley got ripped by L.J. McCray.
Well, he's got to be able to see that
The
edge
quarterback
pressure.
was hit as he was throwing, therefore there is no foul for intentional grounding. It's second down.
So as a quarterback, you're taught to look at the safety rotations. You see what we call a cap safety is a safety over the top of the nickel coming down. Gives you good indication you may get some pressure from that side. Good things for a young quarterback to go back and study the tape about.
Boley lofts it up, and that one's incomplete. Boy, the SEC race, by the way, wide open now.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
I say that, 15-point game, but getting late in Austin. If Georgia can win that game.
Wide open.
Wide open.
It's going to be a fun end of the season.
Yes, the finish will be fun.
Well, that's the beauty of the 12-team playoff. Like, more games mean something down the stretch all of a sudden now.
Yeah, you could have almost said this Tennessee-Alabama today was the first playoff game for Tennessee.
Well, Alabama's still in it, though. You know, in years past, a two-loss team, okay, it's out of it, boo-hoo, we're done. But, you know, two-loss Alabama team still has an
The
opportunity.
ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. That plays under video review.
So we'll take another look at it. Did Demi Sue Carnbay hang on to this as he got walloped? Triquez Bridges over there making the play.
See what part of his body falls first. Looks like that left foot maybe hits the ground. He definitely has control of the football. It's a matter of, does the upper body land out of bounds before the lower body touches in? And right there, actually, left foot's down. I think he has control now. So what hits first? And it looks like the left knee maybe gets down in bounds initially.
Before the elbow, the left elbow arm area hits the ground, it looks like that left knee may have hit first. And did he have control of the football through the catch? It looks
Looks good to me.
Yeah. What an effort by Dimi Sumo Karngbae.
He's played tough this entire football
That's
game.
a great word for Dimi. Tough. He is a tough son of a gun for sure. We've had a chance to watch him a few times now this season. And he has stood tall when he has been asked.
After review, the ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Stands. Third down.
Nothing there. Not enough there to overturn it. I'd have given it to him just for the effort.
I would have given it for the effort and the fact that I think he,
he
was in
catch it,
too.
right.
For both reasons.
You know, the question becomes now for Coach Stoops. You're going to fall to 3-4. You got your one conference win. Against Ole Miss, of course. But you got to keep this train on the tracks. Up top. Incomplete. Trying to hit Hardly Gilmore. For Monty McClain back there in coverage.
That's two big-time plays from McClain on the outside, one-on-one. I think the ball was decently thrown, and he's stride for stride with the receiver and elevates at the right time to knock it away with the left hand.
.29-yard pick six for McClain. Fourth down. Pressure comes. Incomplete. Trying to hit the freshman Willie Rodriguez, the tight end, and the Cats will turn it over. You know, you can't, if you're this coaching staff, you can't fault your team's effort, and they have played hard tonight.
Missed opportunities, missed throws, some turnovers, but I just think Florida was the better team. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you can play hard. I like that, but Florida executed, and Florida was just the more physical team at the line of scrimmage. And at the end of the day, like, that's the tough thing when you play their brand of football offensively. It's hard to beat. You said it the first quarter. They are not built to be in shootouts. And this game turned into one, and they just cannot sustain like that.
The defense that was giving up 14 points a game has given up 48. Well, not necessarily the defense. Of course, we've had a pick six for a touchdown, but nonetheless, this Gator offense has put up 452
False
yards.
start on the offense, number 56, 5-yard penalty, and it remains first down.
By the way, Aiden Warner's checked in at quarterback. Get a look at the redshirt freshman out of Winter Park, Florida, transfer in from Yale. He's completed one pass and 2 attempts this year. Hand it off here to Jacoby Jackson. And now Florida will just let this clock wind down. We'll have to snap it one more time before the 2-minute timeout. Coming up for Kentucky. They get Auburn at home next week. Then they're at Tennessee, host Murray State, at Texas, and finish up with Louisville. Cam Carroll now in at running back, wearing number 27. So that'll get us to our 2-minute timeout. Gators trying to close this one out when we come back.
2-minute timeout.
The new 12-team college football playoff begins December 20th on ESPN.
That's how I get by.
And in a couple of weeks, we will get the first look at what that will officially look like heading down the home stretch, but that's what the projected bracket based on things coming into today. Tennessee and Alabama, of course, big impact game there. Georgia and Texas, those two teams certainly. That ball's caught, no way. Bounced around a few times. Taylor Speartoe able to hold on to it with a defender wrapped around him as well.
Listen, when it's your night, and that's been the night for the Florida Gators. These guys are making plays. That was a beautifully thrown football going across his body, and then the concentration as well to bring it in.
Taylor Speartoe, good story tonight. They honored the '84 team that went 9-1-1, captured an SEC championship. Later, though, that was taken back for some issues with that team in '84. But his dad was a walk-on on that '84 team. So back to the bracket for a moment, and you see Alabama there sitting in that 7th spot, or the 8th seed, I should say, ranked 7th.
Well, Texas is out of the 1 spot if things hold up right now.
Iowa State rallied. They're leading UCF in the 4th. So Miami won.
Out. Clemson's moving up. Tennessee's going to be inside the top 10. LSU is going to be moving up. Man, it's going to be a wild. Georgia's got to play Tennessee in a couple weeks. It's going to be a wild, wild end of the year.
Under a minute to go. And that will be the final play of this game. The Gators can't understate the importance of this game, and Billy Napier knew it. Had to have it. Start the second half of the season with a victory, and they look good doing it. Both sides of the football, and got to look at the future, perhaps, of Gator offense with DJ Lagway and Jaden Ball. Ball with 5 rushing touchdowns to tie a single-game record. And meanwhile, Lagway finishes with 259 yards through the air and added another 46 on the ground. Offensive line held up nicely. Defense came up when they needed to.
It was a full team performance. This defense continues to play really good football over the past few games, and you said it, the future's bright with DJ.
Let's go down to Maryland.
Heck of a rookie duo you've got here. Heck of a rookie duo you've got here. We talked about DJ at the half. How do you feel about the pair of performances you saw from them tonight?
Well, it's exciting to see, some of that hard work is paying off. Our personnel department, our on-campus recruiting, the staff, some of those young players are really good. Both those kids are incredible people too, right? Humble, talented, and stepped up. We're without Graham, we're without Montrell, and not only did they play well, they were lights out.
Jaden Ball's 5 rushing touchdowns tie single-game records here at Florida. What enabled the ground game to be so productive?
Well, I think it's part of who we want to be as an identity. I think it's got to be in our DNA. If we want to be a championship contender here, we've got to be really good on the line of scrimmage, and we played good around them. The up front, the tight ends, the quarterback, everybody contributed.
You've got a heck of a stretch down the season here. What improvements are most important?
Well, I think number one is just the resiliency that this group has shown, right? They've been through a lot, right? They've been beat up. They've been talked about. For them to continue to work in the fashion they have been working, and again, it's the way we compete. It's how hard we play. That's got to be part of our DNA. But I'm just proud of the resiliency of the group. For them to go through what they went through last week and then to show up this week, it's pretty special.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. Go Gators.
Gators put up 476 yards of offense, 279 through the air, 197 on the ground, and the true freshman led the way offensively. Defensively, another solid effort for the 3rd game in a row. That'll do it for Aaron and Maryland. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'm Dave Neal saying so long for now. We'll get you to the studio. Dory, take it away.